What's good, everybody, and welcome back to the channel for another episode of our Oakland Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 23. In today's episode, we'll be highlighting a bunch of debuts for several players on the team. We will be starting with a couple of pitchers, primarily starting with Hermann Marquez, his first start as an Oakland Athletic here against the Miami Marlins. Of course, lost a heartbreaker in the opening day episode where my lack of situational awareness, I guess you could say, in terms of late game pitching, probably cost us that win. Nice throw out here by Tyler Soderstrom. Get to see his first real defensive highlight in the majors. But overall, first inning, getting a hit by Luis Arias. I mean, he's a really tough guy to pitch against when you're, of course, right-handed, as his contact versus righties is as good as it gets in the game. And so Jazz Chisholm also reaches base, and so Miami able to get a man in scoring position here, top of the first. This one is cut under there by Kessinura, though, so Lawrence Butler able to track it down, and we get out of the first without allowing any runs. Top of the second now. Marquez gets a ground baller over to Bobby Witt, able to make the play fairly easily over to Jesus Sanchez, bringing up Nick Fortes, who swings at a very low slider. Very nice stuff from Marquez to get a chase on a pitch that far outside the zone here. I mean, we're talking dirt. We're getting chases here, so nice to see a pitcher with some good stuff. I think having a third, maybe quality pitcher this year. Of course, it's still early in the season. We're not going to have to see if he will be a quality pitcher for us, but I think it'd be a big help for us actually being a competent team this year. Offense put across a couple of runs here in the bottom of the second, and looks like we might need them here as we allow a leadoff double to Daryl Hernaiz to start the top of the third. Gene Segura back up as the top of the order flips over, but Boyce McDermott able to track that one down. Hernaiz will reach third, though, on the tag, as Boyce McDermott's arm isn't anything worth writing home about. That's a circle change, not anywhere near where I wanted it, but it ends up being a beautiful pitch for a strikeout there on Victor Mesa. Bringing up a rise again, man on first. And Bobby Witt can't glove it. Should have been an easy force out. So the third inning will continue, but it will end there easily on another ground out. So through 3 innings, allowing just 1 run. Nice strikeout pitch there on Yura. Here, top of the fourth. Still holding on to a 1-run lead. This one gets right past Marquez and will hit the gap. And Jesus Sanchez will reach base. 1 on, 1 down here, top of the fourth. I don't know what Nick Fortes was looking at there. That looked like a fairly swingable pitch, but Marquez will rack up another strikeout here. And with the full count, pitching to Avisail Garcia. Lawrence Butler ranging, but can't make the play. That's going to bring home the tying run. Now allowing 2 runs through 4 innings. Still need to get the last out in this inning, but a beautiful pitch low in the zone will do just that. And so the game will be tied through the top of the fourth. Overall, I think my first impression of Marquez, of course, I got to pitch with him a little bit in spring training, but this is when it really counts. I think he's going to be kind of a hot and cold pitcher. He's going to have good games, bad games, good innings, bad innings, but offense bats are giving us a little bit of protection here as we have a 3-run lead here, top of the fifth, a man on and a man down here, and Luis Arias grabs a hold of this one. Lawrence Butler shows off his range, able to make the play with the runner at first. Now 2 down, brings up Jazz Chisholm, and he is quite a dangerous batter to face but this time we will be able to get the out. The score will remain 2-5 through the 5th, now into the 6th. This time it's Hermann Marquez who's able to show off some range. Able to catch that one out in fly territory. Jesus Sanchez lifts this one again. And Boyce McDermott, I felt like that was maybe an easier play for Bobby Witt, but Boyce McDermott certainly has the speed. I feel like that gap right there with Bobby Witt at shortstop and Boyce McDermott at left field, it's going to be tough for people to get, you know, bloop hits into that part just because of the speed of those two. That will be a walk here, top of the 7th. Hermann Marquez gets a 7th inning here. Maybe didn't think it was going to be that way after the 4th inning, but his 5th and 6th were really strong, so I'm not at all surprised he got a 7th here. Able to get the double play there, and then Gene Segura gets under this one. Should be a routine play for Lawrence Butler. So we saw 7 pretty solid innings, and like I said, maybe a little bit hot and cold. If you would ask me after the 4th inning, I don't even think you would have even seen 6 in this game. Ends up making it 7 because he bounced back pretty well. And the offense also carried their weight and then some in this game. And we pick up a series win against the Marlins to start off our year. And, you know, the Marlins maybe aren't the strongest team in the league, but I would say that they've been stronger than us through the first 2 years. So that's always nice to kick off with a win against them. The second debut we will be watching today is the debut of JT Ginn. He was probably the biggest surprise to make our opening day roster, pitching right now for us in that 5th spot. And this is his major league starting debut, and it will start with a strikeout. Did not take long to pick up that first major league strikeout. It's with his very first batter he faces. That brings up Yandy Diaz, though, so gets a strikeout the first at bat, but then allows a hit second. And kind of just like what I was talking about with Hermann Marquez, I kind of expect some growing pains here to start off his career. Should have been a double play there, but Bobby Witt could not handle it. He will be credited with an error. Not the first time we've seen him have an error over there at shortstop in the games that we've watched. Need to continue to see some development from Bobby Witt in the fielding department. And the Rays will score a run here, top of the first. 3-1 pitch. Will be a tag there from Ian Happ when he able to get anything for a double play, but will hold runners to first and second, so any base should be an easy force out. That goes right to JT Ginn. He gets the out, thrown over to Sabato at first base. And gets out of kind of a mini jam there with only 1 run allowed. Top of the 2nd starts with a ground out over to first. And the 8th spot here, Harold Ramirez gets under this one. Easy play for Ramon Laureano. So, you know, started his day with a strikeout, but pretty much everyone seems to be getting their bat on the ball. I don't know if JT Ginn has the most impressive stuff. I think the name of his game is going to be, depending on his outfielders to make the plays behind him, limiting home runs and the like, at least early on. Maybe, you know, as his career develops, he can become a better strikeout pitcher. That just doesn't seem to be his strength, at least in the small sample size that we've gotten here in the majors. As, yeah, just every time somebody came up to bat, it seemed like they were able to find contact without much difficulty, but he will pick up a strike here to end the 3rd. This time, the offense not helping us out nearly as much as it was against the Marlins. So, still down 1-0 through the first 3 innings. Top of the 4th, leadoff man Brandon Lowe will reach base. Bringing up Brandon Bell, who also gets this one just past the glove of Bobby Witt. But a nice throw over from center will hold runners at first and second. But a man in scoring position, no down, isn't the best recipe for a scoreless inning, and then another ball that we just couldn't clean field lead. That one was a lot more difficult of a play to make, and here it happens again. These are, high effort plays that our fielders are making, so I'm not judging at least the last two for not being able to make it, but it really feels like this start could have been a little bit better for JT Ginn with just like a little bit better fielding luck. At least through 4 innings. Boyce McDermott will make the catch over at left field, but yeah, people are testing his arm, and I can't blame them for it. It's not exactly great. 3-0 now for Tampa, and that one will be caught by Lawrence Butler. Allowed 3 runs through 4 innings. Not the best of starts for JT Ginn, and this one will get just past the glove of Ian Happ. It just seems like all of these, not all of them, but a lot of these hits are just barely getting past gloves, barely, avoiding a bunch of outs. Like I said, I think this start could have been a lot different for JT if some of the fielding luck went more our way than the Rays. But on this one, he will allow a home run, making it a 5-2 game after our offense was finally able to bring it close. But the Rays just get those 2 runs right back. That's a nice play, though, over at second base by Gleyber Torres to get that close play out. And that would be the end of JT Ginn's day. We end up getting absolutely destroyed. So, the bullpen didn't do it any better than JT Ginn once he was relieved. He will be given a loss, though, in his first start. Lawrence Butler and Shea Langeliers had good games for us at the plate, but I mean, if a man who went 0 for 3 with a walk is on, the top player's card for the offense, it wasn't your best day at the plates. And then the last debut I want to see today is some of our draft picks at the AA level. Is technically not the debut of all of our, position players, as we are 2-1, but I did want to get the first start for Santiago Rodriguez, and this will be the first, I guess, the only full game that we'll play today. The other 2, of course, being player lock pitcher games, and the first batter that Santiago Rodriguez faces off against almost takes him yard, but over at the warning track, able to make the play. This one was another mistake, kind of right over the middle of the play that will result in a hit. That's not at all where I wanted the ball thrown. I will say that, the guy's 58 overall, and you could tell in this game, if you thought JT Ginn was getting hit consistently, Santiago Rodriguez here in the first inning was also like, these are some really well hit balls that just kind of show that Santiago Rodriguez, yes, he's got a high ceiling. His overall is 96, but right now he's only 58 overall. That's borderline, maybe should be starting for us in single A. And this one, another one that just had solid contact. We're just lucky that it was hit really close to the left fielder, but still able to get out of that inning with only 1 run allowed. I honestly felt like we allowed 3 runs in that inning with how Santiago Rodriguez was getting rocked. Leadoff hitter will reach base, bringing up Nick Lofton, who gets this one deep into the left center field, but it is tracked down. Thought we were going to have a nice hit there for Lofton, but just wasn't able to get it done. Rene Hernandez gets this one into the gap, though, easily, and that will bring Rebel over to third base. We've got runners in the corners for Alex Angeles. Here's our first look at him at the plate. Gets this one over to second base. Can't field it cleanly, and he will reach base. They'll credit him with a hit on that one. Full count for Dan Sable. Lifts this one into center field, and that will hold the runners at first and second. Now 2 outs. Would like to come out of this inning with another run, and Calder Aldrete A lot of names that I'm not familiar with here on this team, especially in the minors. Will do just that. Rene Hernandez crosses the plate on the liner up the middle, but Brett Harris chasing a low ball there will get under it. Ground ball outs. We get 2 runs in the first inning. Like to see the offense showing up for us there. And start of the second inning looking a lot like it did in the first for Rodriguez. This is the worst start we've seen in the game that I've actually played from pitching. Just every single batter was not afraid to swing at these pitches, and they were getting really good contact. We got a man at third with 1 out, full count, not remotely close. But that does put us in position to perhaps get a double play in out of this inning without allowing another run, or, you know, just getting a strikeout for the first time in your Double-A career and getting your second shortly thereafter. So, nice job avoiding kind of what looked like it was going to be a rough inning at the start, allowing no runs in the end. So, like the little bounce back there from Santiago Rodriguez. Austin Beck up to the plate, gets this one past the third base line, and runner at second will hold. So we'll have runners at first and second. No outs here on the second. And the order flips over for Yuribel Angeles. And this one will touch down. We'll bring home a runner. And fairly close play. That was a nice throw there from left field. But the run will score. Yuribel Angeles 2 for 2 with an RBI. Already in this one, Rene Hernandez strikes out, swinging at the low pitch. Angeles smokes this one into right field, but just can't quite reach the gap. That was a really good hit. Just wasn't quite good enough. Rodriguez back up to the mound, and once again, the leadoff man has gotten on base for the Missions all 3 innings so far, and this time the second will reach as well. Able to hold them there at second, though, with a nice throw from center field. We've got a man in scoring position, no outs for the Missions now. Able to turn 2 out of this one. Beautifully done by the infield. Starting with Yuribel Angeles, having a really strong game here. At our first look at the minors in Season 3. Nice play over at right field. We'll get out of the third inning with no runs scored again. So, rough starts to innings for Santiago Rodriguez, but he's been able to get out of them without allowing runs, which is kind of impressive for somebody that I think has struggled a lot, but still has only allowed 1 run. Brett Harris lifts this one to center field, but the play made will make it 2 outs with a man on first. Bottom of the third. Luke Ritter, can he extend the inning? Swings on the inside fastball into foul territory. No additional runs scored for us in the third. Nice fastball at the bottom of the zone there by Santiago Rodriguez for his 3rd strikeout. Bringing up Diego Castillo, who looks like he was trying to go for that low fastball again. Couldn't quite find the zone this time and misses it again. So pitch count kind of getting up there. Getting rocked a little bit despite not allowing runs. You have to wonder how long Santiago Rodriguez is going to last in this game despite, you know, getting some nice strikeouts there. Once again, allows some people to get on base early in the inning, but finds a way to keep them from crossing the home plate, which at the end of the day is the most important factor, right? You can say he's getting lucky, which I would actually agree with, but, you know, not allowing runs is really the goal of the pitcher at the end of the day, which I think he's doing a good enough job at. And I am caught looking there at the full count fastball low in the zone to end the 4th. So another inning with nothing scored for us. Jared Dale needs to be swinging to that pitch. I don't know what he's looking for there. That was a borderline call. Couldn't get it. And we'll allow a man to reach base via walk, but that will be a strikeout, for Rodriguez. And so wasn't getting a lot of strikeouts earlier. He's been able to rack them up in the last few innings. but that will be a blooper out to center field for Matt Pita. Now there's a man in scoring position with 2 down. This one will get past the glove of second base, and the Missions will score their second run. A nice effort there made. Just couldn't quite get to the runner, and another 2-out hit allowed. You kind of knew that this late inning success wasn't going to keep up forever. Now allowing 2 runs here, top of the 5th. And that will tie the game as we now reach bottom 5 here. Rene Hernandez will be the leadoff man in the 5th inning, and he'll reach base there. Need to score another run to retake the lead that we've had for the majority of this game. And then Alex Angeles, showing some discipline there, will reach via walk. And Sable smokes this past the third base line. Second time we've been able to do that in this game. And that will, in fact, bring across the go-ahead run for the Rockhounds. Dan Sable. Nice job of hitting for us. And then Calder Aldretti will be caught swinging at that slider. Wild pitch will advance our runners to second and third, so no possibility of a double play for Brett Harris. Now full, though, will reintroduce that possibility as he will reach base via walk. This one's lifted into short right field. Apparently with the speed of Alex Angeles not being so much, they decide not to risk it. And we will come out of the inning with no runs. If I was controlling base runners, I probably would have risked going it for that. Even though, it wasn't a spot in the field, but it very well could have led to being tagged out there at home plate. Bringing in our long reliever in the 6th. He gets through the inning cleanly. And Nick Lofton caught swinging there at the low fastball. Offense starting to slow down for both teams. It was hot early on. Rene Hernandez reaches base once again. His contact numbers have been good in his, short career thus far. That was a fastball that was, the entirety of the ball was underneath the zone. I don't know what this umpire is smoking. He was kind of calling a generous low zone the entire game, if I'm being honest, though. I just wanted to show at least one instance of it, especially if it's on the player that I'm trying to highlight in the episode, because of all the position players that I'm excited about that are currently on our AA roster. Probably, honestly, in all of the minors in general, it's Alex Angeles. So, kind of got screwed there by the umpires, but it's going to happen. Now top of the 7th, 2 out, Jorge Juan, long reliever. Doing a pretty good job here, I would say. Now 2 scoreless innings for him. Dan Sable done a nice bit of hitting for us. 2 for 3 on this game. This time he gets jammed, but still going to get the hit. Now the 3rd hit of this game for Sable. Get a man on base to lead off the 7th. Aldretti gets this one. Got some nice contact on it, but the limit play is made at shorts. Just shy of getting that one through the gap. Lifted into left field. This one will touch down easily. And Brett Harris will pick up a double. And once again, maybe a little bit conservative base running. I wouldn't have minded it. At least trying to make a play at third. I like testing people's arms at the AA level. Probably would have been out though, so maybe not the worst call. And me and chasing sliders outside of the zone go together like green eggs and ham. Jorge Juan gets rocked deep to left field on this one. Decided to give him a 3rd inning because I was impressed with his first 2. And he does have 2 outs so far, top of the 8th, but he will allow the double. Can we keep them from scoring and keep that 1-score lead? This one, Wander Javier gets underneath. And Yuribel Angeles easily makes the play at short. So 3 scoreless innings for Jorge Juan. Nice pitching out of the bullpen from him. 1 down. Bottom of the 8th, Nick Lofton will reach base. Picking up Rene Hernandez. He's been money all game long. This one just couldn't get past shortstop there. A nice leaping play. Angeles The grounder to second will get the force out. And that brings up Gilberto Vasquez, one of the highest overalls. In fact, I think he is the highest overall on our AA team. Also with 96 potential. Excited to see him close out this game for us. He'll start with a fly ball to center. Play easily made. Bringing up Justin Yurchak, who will get some contact on this one. It will get through to the tying run on base and the go-ahead run now at the plate for the Missions. Can Gilberto come up with the save here? This one's hit very deep to center field, but just not deep enough. Almost got ourselves a walk-off homer. Didn't quite have enough contact. Now 2 outs. 1-2 pitch, high in the zone, strikeout to end the game. Gilberto Vasquez will pick up the save. Nearly blew it, but hey, there is no stat called nearly blown saves. So I'm glad to pick up the save for him. And a lot of debuts shown in today's episode. I think I was mostly impressed with Hermann Marquez. He maybe had a rough patch there in like the middle of his innings, but started strong, I think, and ended strong as well. JT Ginn, I think his start didn't look great, but I think it would look better with just a little bit of a swing in the fielding, luck towards average. I think we just got like really just a lot of borderline plays did not go our way. And then Santiago Rodriguez honestly got rocked a little bit, but it's good to see prospects making a good impact like Rene Hernandez and Alex Angeles. Speaking of prospects, I like to take a look at the top 50 to see how we're progressing. We now have 5 top 50 prospects. No, 6 with Eduardo Silva. So we had 1 the first year, 2 the second year, now 6 here in year 3. Big improvement. That's all I have for this episode. I'll be back soon with another, and I will see you then.